Everybody, Last Robokai here. Remember in Dishonored 1 Let's Play,
Something's
we had
not
little
right.
interludes.
But it seems familiar somehow.
And, we've got one. Only one. Because it's just large enough that, we're encouraged to get around. And it's primarily because we're not in Kansas
I
anymore.
remember this endless cold.
Welcome to the Void 2.0. A lot darker now. A lot spookier. But, it's still much the same as the old one.
Where are you? You might as well show yourself.
Yeah, even Corvo knows.
Corvo, old friend. Do I even have to say it? You've lost another empress. I gave you my mark for a reason. I wanted to know what happens when you take an honorable man's life away. When you push his face down in the mud. What will you do, given the chance? And what a sight it was. You gave yourself over to blood and terror. Gave it everything you had. Then you spent 15 years making sure it wouldn't happen again. But now it has. And this time, you know where it leads. Will you do it all again? Where is that good man now?
The good man's not in this Let's Play.
I felt this so long ago. The void. It was still there all along. Never thought I'd be here again.
Yeah, much the same way,
Feels
as we were at
I remember.
the pub in Dishonored 1. The boat that we're on will be our hub area for, between
Now
missions
I'm going
for
to save
Dishonored
my
2.
daughter and win back her throne.
And as before, our first little sleeping visit to the Void is where we get our first power blink, and we waffle around and learn a little bit around the world that, has been, before we start getting into, the world we're going to be setting horribly on fire. We're not doing this journey alone, though. One gift we received last time is returning for us as well.
There you are, my love.
Know you. Do you remember? It's been so long, and you've been through so much. Even as an echo of myself, it's good to know you're there.
Jessamine, if all I can hear are the last echoes of your voice, that's enough.
Only the last of my essence, with you for a while. If only I could reach across this great expanse and take you into my arms. But I have this to offer. My gift and my curse. Summon me to your hand, and I will guide you when I can.
They went to great pains to not tell us who the heart was in Dishonored 1. Dishonored 2, there is a purpose behind it. So they've kind of taken the shroud off, so to speak.
You shouldn't be here.
They do a lot more, they're a bit more telling than showing, but they still do plenty of showing in Dishonored 2.
Few have seen this place.
And she has plenty to say about everywhere.
There's a strange power in this place. I'll never walk in the sun again. I know it now.
Here's our friendly bunch of villains that we're gonna have to deal with.
Who is Delilah, really? Jessamine's sister? Bearing the outsider's mark.
The one who took my life walks the world still. But he has withdrawn.
If anyone's wondering which way the Dowd DLC went.
I was a girl, then a young woman. In love, then an empress. Now what am I?
Exposition.
Delilah slit a man's throat for a pair of shoes and painted some of the most brilliant portraits of the age, all in the same year. Survival and ambition, art and magic, with a cunning that makes sycophants of those around her. All of it leading to what you saw at Dunwall Tower. Delilah's playing the long game, and now she's an empress. But I'll let you in on a secret. She's got her eyes set on a much greater prize.
Just when you think you've got it all figured out, just as you're starting to relax, you look up and there are wolves at the gate. Wolves with red muzzles. Hungry for your insides. Everything has turned to shit. Last time I saw Karnaca, I was just 18. Boarding a ship bound for Dunwall. It was dawn and I'd been up all night dancing, 3 sheets to the wind. I was puffed up with the old Duke's favor. And I thought I was the greatest swordsman the Isles had ever known. In the 36 years since, I've buried countless enemies. Most deserved what they got, but I wonder if that even matters. I've stopped dozens of assassins, but the one who got through eats at my dreams. Who'd have thought I'd come home to Karnaca, the most wanted man in the Empire, following the trail of a monstrous killer? Who'd have thought I'd be on the run again, ready to wade through another river of blood?
Delivery on those lines are pretty excellent. So our old friend the rune system is back, and the bone charms as well. We'll be slapping those on as we go, giving ourselves our passive benefits with the bone charms, and using runes to upgrade our abilities. And yeah, this is our treasure case over here. As we find different stuff throughout the game, they'll be left in the boat. Some things will appear quite constantly, and some things will not. Some things will be one-shot. Sebastian's boat, which we did not pick up in the vault, is one of the things that we will be missing. Also, it's a nice little touch. You can check the travel log at any time, really, but this makes it seem a bit more like Corvo's been writing directly. Feel free to pause that when you want to read anything. It's quite interesting. The writing is just as good as it ever was in terms of like the words and everything like that. That entire exposition sequence was fantastic. You'll know by the humming, we've got ourselves nice bone charms off to the side here. Duelist's Luck and Void Favor. You're remiss not to equip them immediately. Which we will obviously not be doing. Yeah, and this is just a little bit of backstory about Megan Foster more than anything. It seems a bardish fellow fell in love with her, but she was cold to it. So yep, Duelist Luck, get a chance for more bullets, and Void Favor is, yeah, it's one of those abilities Cool Guy really can't stand, where sometimes you use an ability and it uses no powers, but you can't really plan around that. Aiming for some more for stuff with the runes. It's never a bad idea to take agility early. We'll get a lot more movement out of that now. Now, a lot more places that we wouldn't normally be able to reach are now well within hand. So, Megan Foster's boat, a lot smaller than the I can never remember its name. It's like Hound's Pub, whatever. Who cares? We have a crossbow now. It's a nice bit of work, that crossbow. Different to Emily's. Still pretty cool. But yeah, it's much smaller. There's a lot less to look at. The focus on lore and other things you find is a lot more laser focused this time. And there are still things to do. Can't really say there's like a huge amount of purpose to them, aside from, you know, getting a little bit of this and that, but want to get into that room. That's like a little side quest we've got. So we're gonna do that. It's always beautiful view. It's always worthwhile to go check up on what you could call the wheelhouse. Is actually where Megan sleeps and stays. She's never far from the dreadful whale's controls. Get everything she needs there. I think there's a bed. She keeps She keeps her different diaries and her accounting books, and sometimes a few other things are up here. Done these pills.
The mall seems so far away. I'll come back soon, Emily. I promise.
Tunnel is very far away. You want to sneak in. Biggest remiss on this boat, I gotta say, is you can climb to the absolute top of it, and there's no achievement or anything there for doing it. No rewards, no coins. It's very disappointing. Very disappointing. Usually Arcane are a lot better about sticking things up into a place that an idiot would go up. It was the very first thing I ever did when I got on this boat, was I went straight up there. Now that's a good reward for that. That's all the reward you will ever need. Incendiary rounds are back with a vengeance. Wait, I get that. Yep. And mostly there just to teach you to explore. It's nice.
Must be cursed. Daft old man. This is some shit. Back to that city. What would we have done in the old days? All sharp metal and shadows, we'd say.
They are extremely heavy-handed when they talk about certain things that people are hiding from others. Probably always worth noting that if somebody has a secret, you can point the heart at them and the heart will spill out for you pretty tightly. I do like this too. It's like they're just shit posting at one another only on a single piece of paper at the bottom of the ship. Good job, you two. Who wants to have like a face-to-face conversation when you can have passive aggression? More bolts. This time ones that don't explode. Don't set things on fire. There are so many things to set fire to in Dishonored 2. Setting fire to things is extremely important. Like, beyond belief. Time for some mission exposition.
You're up. When you're ready to talk, I'll tell you what I know.
All right, you've explained part of it. What were you and Sokolov doing here?
The old man loved Karnaka, but he'd caught wind of a conspiracy tied to the Crown Killer. He wanted to warn you.
There were reports about tensions rising. Corruption, street violence. It's the sort of thing that happens, and usually the local authorities resolve it.
The new Duke has let things slide. But Sokolov concluded he might be the head of the conspiracy. He came in looking shocked, and if you've heard his after-dinner stories, you know that's unusual. We were going to set out for Dunwall, but something happened.
The Crown Killer.
Yes, the hatch ripped open and Sokolov screamed. All I caught was a glimpse of someone carrying him across the deck. I followed as long as I could, toward Addermeyer Institute. It's run by the alchemist Hypatia. Maybe the Duke is using a patient of hers, the Crown Killer.
Addermeyer was a solarium years ago. I'll get inside and eliminate the Crown Killer. Maybe the alchemist will cooperate, maybe she won't. Either way, I'll try to figure out what happened to Sokolov too.
I would say good luck, but I don't think you want my luck. When you get done at the Institute, disable the watchtower. Once it's down, I'll bring the boat around.
I love that line.
To the shore when you're ready.
You don't want my luck. That's the perfect thing for someone with one arm and one eye to say.
Mortimer Ramsey, the entitled son of entitled parents. The Duke's coup relied on a weasel like you. Before I leave Serkonos, Duke Luca Abel and I are going to meet face to face, and he'll pay for all this. Delilah's powerful. How is it possible I haven't crossed her path in all these years? Addermeyer Institute's been there for a long time, but Hypatia wasn't around when I lived in Karnaka. As assassins go, the Crown Killer was messy, vulgar. The Duke wanted people afraid. Sokolov always seemed ageless. Not now. With that watchtower, the only way to get to Addermeyer is through the carriage station.
One of the One of the nice things, though, is since we do have to, I do have the option to hear the internal monologues of our protagonists. Both of them have some very interesting things to say, and I think they're changed to a significant degree by whether you're in high or low
It's
chaos.
Delilah.
This place does an excellent job of telling a story. You can tell which parts were really Migas and which part were Sokolobs.
Dearest Emily, or must I say, your Imperial Majesty, I have something that you and Corvo must hear at the first opportunity. It concerns the murders happening across the Empire, committed by this so-called Crown Killer. When I left Bristol years ago, I swore I'd never again take part in any further political matters. I've done my share of bad things, and some good, before and after the Rat Plague. But here in Karnaca, I've uncovered a terrible conspiracy against you. Here, at the bottom of the Empire, the cobblestones smell of death and corruption. I'm staying with an associate, Megan Foster, aboard her vessel, the Dreadful Whale. We'll leave for Dunwall in the morning, as soon as the tides are willing. I keep thinking of the way sweet Jessamine was stolen from you and your father, and I fear it might be your turn to face such turmoil. I know Corvo would protect you with his life, but please do not trust anyone.
There you are, old man. I was asked to pay you a visit.
Wait, what's wrong with you? Megan!
Off we go, Sokolov, to somewhere more private.
Well, at least we know how it went down. And we're introduced to bloodflies, the anti-rats. Well, I wouldn't say they're anti-rats. They're just as bad as rats. They're probably worse than rats, honestly. We encounter a lot less rats in our time in Karnaca. Whereas bloodflies we will be basically like tripping over in very large amounts. Because in similar ways to how the rats enjoy places with plague, the bloodflies just enjoy places with death. In fact, they really, really, really like corpses. There is only one rune here. And, yeah, well, if you've got a problem with deep water, don't worry, it's not that deep. Believe me, anytime you're in open sea and you jump into the water, I get very, very concerned. I get massively concerned. Also, it's really hard to see down here, like, gotta get it before I start, like, dying of a lack of oxygen. Oh, I think we're getting there. Nothing for it now but to, head off on our adventure, really.
Even without eyes to look upon the world, I see so much. Once, nearly all things were hidden. I hear laughter. Somewhere there is still merriment and song.
We'll put an end to that, don't worry about it.
And then the gentle ease of friendship.
Or we'll definitely ease people out of that.
15 years ago, some part of me remains.
The jewel of the South. My homeland.
And a whale. We've gotten 2 whales this episode. One in the void, which was looking quite freaky. And one there, which looks like a normal whale, because you can't see all its extra whisker fins and everything. Freakish things that they are. I'm surprised they even go past there, considering.
Ready for me to drop you at the docks?
These will ever be. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see y'all next time.
Ready.
This is the only
The
interlude.
city must have changed a lot.
Off we go then.
One more time, old friend.
I've been the last Robokai. Hi, Chaos.